Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're doing well. Today I got for you guys 10 different fragrances that are that magic combination that you're gonna wanna look for if you're after a fragrance that pulls positive attention, gonna give you those compliments. What is that? What is that combination? Well, it's something that's both fresh and sweet put together. Yeah, that's kind of what you want to look for. If you're just trying to play it safe, something fresh and sweet, more often than not, it's gonna get the job done. Today I have 10 options, 10 choices that are both of those things that work perfectly. All of these are gonna be linked in the description. Feel free to check them out right there, wherever the description is. For all I know, YouTube's gonna change the whole thing, and who knows, man? It could be over there, down there, up there, who knows? But that's where you'll find them, and let's jump straight into it with this one, Vida Loca by Mandarina Duck. Now I want to tell you guys, this is one you want to be a little careful on. You don't want to pay too much for this fragrance, okay? This is a Mandarina Duck. You don't want to pay $60, $70, $80 for this one. You pay that much, you're gonna be having a bad time. So keep that in mind. I say that because you can get this cheap. Absolutely, as long as it's in stock. Talking about at discounters, of course. Problem is, this one has had a propensity to sell out. And when that happens, people on eBay will be like, oh, yeah, Vida Loca, heard it's good. Yeah. Oh, what a coincidence. I got a few bottles. I'll sell one to you for 85 bucks. It's worth it. No problems, it's worth it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just wait for it to come back in stock. As of this video, it's in stock at Fragrance Buy. In the future, will it be? I don't know. But like I said, as of right this minute, it is. And it's about 25 bucks. At that price point, you're good. Anything lower than that, you're golden. Anything way above that, like I just said, wait. So what is the deal with this fragrance? Well, it's got pineapple, mint, coconut as some of the notes in the fragrance. Really fresh, sweet, has a nice tropical feel to it, and actually a little similarity to Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Beau. Not the exact same as that scent, but when you have something that has coconut and tonka and all that in there as a prominent aspect of the fragrance, you're gonna probably find that comparison to the Jean Paul Gaultier, so that's where it comes in here. Great daytime fragrance, nice spring, summertime scent that frankly, almost nobody's gonna know about, right? How many people out there realistically are looking for a Mandarina Duck fragrance? Not many. So that means right here, you have a great wearable compliment pulling scent for spring and summer with a similarity to a much more expensive fragrance, and it costs under 30 bucks. There's a lot to like. So starting off strong, Mandarina Duck. From there, you know, Le Beau. So yeah, if you have a little more money, maybe go for this one instead of the Mandarina Duck. So this one has a really simple note breakdown. It's bergamot, coconut, and tonka. Remember what I said, coconut, tonka? Yeah, they have that in common. Now, this is a fragrance that absolutely crushes just about year round. Yeah, it's gonna be considered more spring and summertime scent by most people, but because of that sweetness it has, you can pull this off when it's cold out too. Pretty solid performance all the way around, and really just any of the Le Beau fragrances. This one, the Le Parfum version or Paradise Garden, all of those work fantastically for pulling positive attention. Thankfully, this one a little easier to find than Le Beau Le Parfum. That one sometimes can be a little iffy at discounters, but this one you should be able to find without too much trouble, and it's worth every penny. Before we hop to the next fragrance, guys, here are some codes for you to use to save money, and there are some new ones. There's the JOMASHOP codes, which only work inside the JOMASHOP app, but there is another new one. And that code is for the Oud Store, oudstore.com. They have a lot of fragrances there, especially a lot of clone fragrances, alternative fragrances. And you can use the code GENTS10 there to save 10% off your order. So there is another new code for you guys, and as always, all the other codes still apply. Let's keep it moving. Let's go with this one up next, Yellow Dream from Valentino. So this is part of the Valentino Uomo Born in Roma line, and really, I think you can go with any of those if you're looking for something that's fresh, sweet, and compliment pulling. Coral Fantasy would work great. Intense would work great. This one, even the original Born in Roma. So this is another fragrance with pineapple as one of the notes. You also have mandarin orange in there. Gingerbread is one of the notes, which is kind of interesting. You also have additional spices, including ginger, which makes sense, and vanilla as well. So this is gonna be a great year-round fragrance. Daytime, nighttime, really doesn't matter. You can pull this off anywhere. A great mix of warm, spicy, a little fresh, spicy, sweet as well, of course, and just the type of scent that you can wear in about any situation. People are gonna love it. And this one also has a little similarity to the Emporio Armani Stronger With You line. So if you're really familiar with that fragrance line, then when you smell this fragrance, you'll be able to draw some comparisons between this and that. Again, I would say fresher overall than the original Stronger With You, but still kind of in that wheelhouse. So Yellow Dream, I think that stuff would work fantastically for so many people out there. Then of course, so would this one, 1 Million Lucky. And this is one of the fragrances that I really like to point out from time to time when we're talking about something that I feel like melds two worlds together really well. So this has freshness off the top, actually has kind of an airiness when you first spray it on, but then you have as well deeper notes, richer, sweeter notes in there that as this dries down kind of melds together with those fresher notes off the top. And so what you end up having is a fragrance that smells initially like, oh, this is a great springtime fragrance, and it is. And then as it dries down, you're like, oh, well now this feels more like fall, like things got a little cozier, and it is. So with this one, you have plum, as I said, kind of an airiness and ozonic feeling in the opening, a little citrus as well. Hazelnut is one of the notes as it heads through the mid. Then you have amber woods, additional woody notes, honey, like a lot of different things going on. So as I said, you've got this kind of meeting of worlds here, and it makes something very unique. And even though it's unique, because sometimes when you say unique, that's a bad thing. If we're talking about something that you're wearing because you're looking for mass appeal, compliments, all that stuff, because unique can mean a lot of things. So if somebody smells something and they give you a look and they're like, yeah, that's unique. It's really unique. That's maybe not what you're looking for, but when somebody smells something and they're like, whoa, that's unique. That's good, and that's what this is. So 1 Million Lucky, gotta keep shouting that one out. Hopefully Paco Rabanne leaves that one alone, lets that one stay for a while. Sometimes with Paco Rabanne, you just don't know what they're gonna do. From there, we move on to Legend Blue from Mont Blanc. I love this stuff. New fragrance release for this year. It's available now at discounters for like $55 or so. Last I checked. I think that price is gonna keep on dipping down, but $55 is still a good price for this. I paid retail and I don't mind a bit. Now, this keeps right in line with the Legend DNA. So the original Legend, that one smells similar to Fierce, Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. This one smells similar to Percival from Parfums de Marly. Drop the tester strip down here. But as we all know, Percival smells similar to Fierce. They all smell kind of similar. So how is this different from the original Legend? Well, this one, as you probably guessed just by taking a look at that bottle right there, a little bit smoother, a little creamier in a way, almost aquatic, like a touch of an aquatic tinge, and actually a little more sweetness to it. So you could almost think of it like the original Legend freshened up a bit and made more modern, based off of what's coming out nowadays. I think it smells great, super versatile, easy to wear, and as I said, price keeps dropping, it's gonna be a steal. Is it anything hyper unique, hyper new? No, it isn't, but at the end of the day, would you rather have something that's hyper unique, but you smell it and you go, yeah, maybe I can wear it? Or would you rather have something come out that, yes, is done in a familiar style, but accomplished really well, and when you smell it, you think, oh, I could wear that every day? Sometimes, maybe, sure, you'd rather take the more unique thing and have this interesting scent to go back to every so often, but most people probably rather just have something they're gonna wear. And that's where that one falls for me. Now a big hit, Bad Boy Cobalt, which smells similar to Invictus Platinum. So this has lavender, pink pepper, plum, once again, so 2 fragrances with plum here, which is not a note that actually gets used all that often, but we got 2 of them. Also has vetiver, geranium, and truffle as one of the notes in the fragrance, another interesting note. And even though Bad Boy line, when it first came out, was kind of made fun of a little bit because of, you know, the Paco Rabanne-esque bottle shape and everything. I said at the time that it was announced that it looked like the Black Adam or like AC/DC lightning bolt, just kind of, you know, made into a bottle. But as time has gone on, some of the Bad Boy fragrances have actually been really good, and this one is amazing if you're looking for a versatile, people-pleasing scent. It's one of those ones where just as more people got their nose on it and wore it, they realized just how potent that is and kept coming back to it. And that's reflected in the sales numbers of this one. Very popular, does extremely well at retail, and it makes sense. Nice bit of sweetness to it, but also a little aromatic touch, you know, actually a little bit of classiness to it, believe it or not. Good performance while not being like overwhelming, face smashing. It's not like that, you know, you can wear this in a lot of situations, a lot of places, and it will work really well. And the opening, which is very, very important, smells great here. People love it. So Bad Boy Cobalt, you gotta give that one a shot. From there, just let's hit it with citrus. A lot of citrus here. Lacoste L1212 Blanc Eau Fraiche. So you have off the top grapefruit, ginger, and lemon. There's also apple in here in the mid as well. I think the opening smells fantastic. Just really, really good quality. Smells great. You also have juniper, lavender, ambroxan, some fresh woodiness in here. Really, for me, the only kind of drawback to this one is the performance is not great. Now, it's not truly awful or anything like that, but it's weaker than pretty much everything else we're going to talk about in today's video. So there is that. If you're looking for a powerhouse, this is not a powerhouse, but it does smell amazing when it's hot outside. Really uplifting, bright, fresh, sweet. A little tiny touch of like sour from the citrus also, which I think elevates the fragrance, makes it smell a little more natural. It has drawn some comparisons to the fragrance Gin Tonic by M. Michelob. I don't think it's like super similar, but both of those fragrances, this one and that one, have a really uplifting, bright, energizing opening. It really smells amazing to me. That citrus ginger combo executed perfectly, and then given a little apple kind of underneath that. So Lacoste L1212 Eau Fraiche, love this one, and I've gotten great reactions when people can smell it. One that gets overlooked sometimes, Gentleman Eau de Toilette is up next. And of course with this line, most people like Reserve Privé, or the Eau de Parfum, or Boisé, or Eau de Toilette Intense, even the New Society fragrances. The original Eau de Toilette here in this line, not as much love. So this is an iris-based fragrance, or at least it features iris prominently, but not in the same way as those other ones in the line. This one's much fresher and sweeter. You have pear off the top, which is going to lead you into that iris. There's also lavender, geranium, vanilla, leather as it dries down. So you get a little bit of that powder, but it's, like I said, in a different way from the other fragrances in the line. Those have more of a creamy, you know, decadent kind of iris scent profile. This is more fresh and maybe slightly closer to like the way Prada would use an iris. And while I do actually personally like those other ones more, like Reserve Privé, Eau de Toilette Intense, etc., I think that if I were going for one in the line where I was just looking for compliments, something that I could try to wear year round, this one would be one of the first ones that I reach for. And like I said, flies under the radar. Then we got just the OG Eros. Gotta mention Eros. This is still massively popular, really successful, much more versatile than it sometimes gets credit for. Because for the longest time, as I've said before in other videos, people would say, oh, Eros, clubbing scent, right? Just like, oh, that's all it is. It's just a clubbing fragrance, which is not true at all. You can wear Eros all over the place and it will work. Now, if you're spraying yourself 52,000 times like you're a cast member of Jersey Shore, then yeah, Versace Eros is probably gonna be more of a clubbing fragrance at that point, right? But if you rein it in a bit, you know, you don't drown yourself in this stuff, that is one of the more versatile things on the market. And yes, it is both fresh and sweet. But that's not all it is, of course. It has a nice aromatic edge to the fragrance, which gets overlooked sometimes when people say, oh, it's just mint, apple, and vanilla. That's all it is. No, that is not all Eros is. And there's an Eros for everybody. There's the Eau de Parfum, the Parfum. If you want something that's a little more mature, a little more classy, you could go with one of those, or you can go with Eros Flame. All of those, very good. And the original, still worth talking about. Last but not least, Bulgari Manwood Neroli. Gotta work in a little neroli in here, don't you? Yeah, smells good. Neroli, bergamot, orange blossom, and woody notes. I mean, that's the gist. That's the main thing going on here. Really clean, a slight soapy touch to it from that neroli orange blossom combo. Also smooth, elegant, a bit classy as well. It's a fragrance that works very well in springtime or early fall, and of course summer as well. And it's gonna remind you probably a little bit of Tom Ford Neroli Portofino, things of that style. Maybe also Ferrari Bright Neroli, which used to be an amazing cheapie. It's kind of a bummer, actually. Ferrari had so many good fragrances that at discounters were very affordable, and they all just went the way of the dinosaur. But this one for now, still with us, and Bulgari Manwood Neroli works extremely well. So there we go, guys. There are 10 fragrances that are both fresh and sweet, some a little more fresh, some a little more sweet, but at the end of the day, all of these have both of those aspects. And all of these are certified compliment monsters. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.